How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys some information regarding individual pitchers break and control. I have for you guys right here daddyleagues.com. This is a website that is affiliated with multiple Ultimate Team modes, and right here you see at the top of the screen DD is highlighted, and I will go ahead and click on that. Once you've clicked on that, it will bring you to this type of a screen. Diamond Dynasty database. You can search for any player within the Diamond Dynasty game, and I recommend searching or using this for pitchers. I always search for pitchers that I'm looking to accumulate for my team, try out on my Diamond Dynasty team, and use in ranked seasons. And why I use this is because it goes in a little bit more depth than the actual game does. It tells you individual pitch break and control for each pitch that each pitcher throws. So quickly on this screen right here, we are looking at one of the best pitchers. In my opinion, he is the best pitcher in the game, Clayton Kershaw, Signature Series 99 overall. And just before I talk a little bit about this, I want to mention that you don't have to use this for only Signature Series pitchers. All the pitchers are in the game, and depending on how new they are, they might not be updated into the database quite yet. But when you look at Kershaw's stats here, I mean, he has 95 break and 97 control on his fastball, 97 break, 95 control on the slider, 99 break, 92 control on the 12-6 curveball, mid-80s on the changeup, and high 70s on the sinker. So this is what makes this card the best pitcher in the game to go along with the per nines. And I'm just going to quickly go over a few of these different pitchers' stats and why I think that which attributes I think makes them good. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. And Zack Greinke is, I think, the second best pitcher in this game. He throws a fastball with 85 break, so a four-seamer with decent break, that's pretty good. But 92 control is pretty much what I'm looking at in that category. 95 break, 95 control on the slider, 92 control on the changeup with 92 break, one of his best pitches. He also throws a two-seamer that moves like a sinker with 82 break, 87 control. Curveball at 87 break and 82 control with the per nines as well, along with the speed differential within velocity. So I think that is what makes this card really good. I also wanted to include Nolan Ryan. There's going to be a lot of Signature Series cards in this video that I've used, as well as I often face. So something to keep in mind with Nolan Ryan is that he has 99 velocity as well as 99 break and control on his fastball. We don't normally see a lot of pitchers with 99 break on their fastball and 94 control from a pitcher that doesn't necessarily have the best all-around control. We also see 89 control and 99 break in the 12-6 curveball. This is where it gets interesting. He has 85 break on the changeup, but only 65 control. So he will tend to hang that pitch as well as the sinker. Only 55 control on the sinker, which also brings down his overall control rating, which is at 75. So you notice it's kind of an average of the four pitches is also something that I want to mention. When they do the player card in game, the velocity it tends to go off of the pitch that is thrown the hardest, and then the control is an all-around average stat. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about 99% sure on that. Anyway, we're going to continue on with another pitcher that I think is one of the best pitchers in this game. I don't always see him because I think that some people are afraid to use him because he's not really an overpowering pitcher. He doesn't throw the hardest, but some of these attributes individually are very nice. I mean, he throws the cutter with 99 break, 97 control. I kind of skipped over the fastball, but that also has 95 control. He dots up both of those pitches, and they can be used well off of each other. Along with the curveball, 93 break, 92 control, 86 break on the changeup, and 87 control there. The slider is also pretty good. His last pitch, his R1 pitch, his fifth one is the slider, 85 break, 77 control, and this is why this card is really good. I mean, he throws a lot of pitches that break in on righties, as well as can throw the pitch away in the zone that can hit the outside corner of the plate. So I think that Madison Bumgarner is an effective pitcher, has shut me down a couple times, as well as I've had a lot of success using him. So let's go ahead and hop into another one. Bob Feller is arguably one of the top pitchers in the game, I believe, because of his top three pitches. Fastball, 12-6, and the slider are all thrown with high 90s break and control, as well as the changeup with 80 break, a little bit lower control. I did use this card, and I hung the changeup a few times with him, and it was hit pretty hard, but he also has that sinker, mid-70s break and control, similar to Kershaw, and it's also thrown 95 miles an hour. So keep some of these individual stats in mind. Feel free to search up some of these cards as well. Bob Gibson was released into the game a couple weeks ago, actually last month, and this card's pretty good. So I'm surprised that he's updated quickly into this database. I didn't necessarily see some of the other pitchers updated as quick as some of these other guys, but keep that in mind when you're searching as well. 95 break, 95 control on the fastball, 99 break, 99 control on the slider. So I was talking a little bit about that in my previous video, the Bob Gibson debut. He also has 90 break, 90 control on the sinker, 87, 80 with the curveball, and mid 70s with the changeup. So solid all around. On paper, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. I don't necessarily think that in game he's as good as this card looks, just because he's not as deceptive as in previous years or in MLB The Show 18, his immortal version. But let's go ahead and hop into another card I thought was going to be really effective in this game. His stats are pretty good as well. I mean, he has the electric slider, 90 miles an hour with the high break and control attributes. This card also doesn't have the deceptive factor. That's one of the reasons why he's not as good. Very similar stats to Bob Gibson with a little bit less control overall. But, I mean, take a good look at his individual stats there. Solid pitcher on paper. Once again, does not do too well in game. Just something that I've noticed while using him. This next one, though, is a very good pitcher in the game. Adam Wainwright, you can take a look at his stats. He doesn't have the higher per nines or in terms of what Verlander has, but definitely has really good break on some of his pitches. Really nice control as well. He's also 6'7", so that plays into effect. He has more of a deceptive motion, and it's tough to pick up pitches out of his hand at times. I think that he's more deceptive than Verlander, but at the same time, I think both pitchers are very effective. I tend to see this guy a little bit more, also because he is a free card. So that's also to keep in mind that some of these cards I've included in this video so far have been free, and you're not really able to get them any other way than just basically grinding out the XP reward path for Kershaw and Nolan Ryan, playing the moments for this Wainwright. But the next one is Lefty Grove. We have Lefty Grove here. This card I thought was also going to be really good. I tried him out. I was unable to locate his fastball, and that's kind of strange because he has 98 control on it with 69 break, so not the highest break attribute, but it doesn't really matter as much on the fastball like I mentioned. With Nolan Ryan, though, he does have that tail on the fastball. That's the main difference I see between these two cards. This card has 30 attribute points lower in the break stat, and Nolan Ryan has that 99 break, so that's the difference I see there. The curveball does have pretty good stats, so 88 break, 88 control. I felt like I also gave up some good hits on this specific pitch. The forkball is probably his best pitch, 84 break and 83 control. Changeup's pretty good as well. The slider is kind of what you want to avoid using with this card. He doesn't really have the best stats, but it's also his last pitch, his fifth pitch. It is the slider with the 69 breaks, 73 control. So not terrible there, but also I wouldn't really want to use that card against a really good hitter. Bert Blyleven is a card I've never tried out, but he has always done really well against me. 99 break, 99 control on the fastball. Actually, that's the curveball. He has the primary pitch of the curve. The break on the fastball is right up there at 94, but with 99 control as well. 12-6 curveball is thrown a little bit harder. Actually, that's his slowest pitch, 74 miles an hour at 89 break, 87 control. So this card with the two curveballs throws me off consistently when facing him. And the changeup is also at mid-80s, as well as the two-seamer. It doesn't have as much break, moves like a sinker, but 87 control. This card really dots up in the zone, throws every pitch where you want to, and that's why he's one of the best in the game. So let's go ahead and move on to some other guys that I tend to face. This card is a little bit newer in the game as well. 82 break on the fastball, 93 control. Has a really good forkball, one of the best pitches in the game. 98 break and 95 control on it. 92 slider, and on the break attribute there, 88 control with the 75 changeup, 72 break, 73 control. So solid pitcher all around. I talked a little bit about this card when he first came out, why I thought he was going to be good, and I was waiting to see these Daddy League stats right here, and the forkball is the reason why this card is good. I think his changeup is also pretty decent. It's mid-70s. You would like to see a little bit more break and control on that to make this card more effective, but as a Tigers fan, I definitely like the Jack Morris card, as well as the Verlander. Unfortunately, I don't always use these cards just because I have some better pitchers that I like to use more. The Whitey Ford I've faced the last two times I've been going up for World Series, and this card's definitely good. Also a cheap version of a Signature Series pitcher. I mean, 10K stubs. Has pretty good pitch repertoire, but not the best stats. Kind of a budget Kershaw, in my opinion, with very similar stats. Doesn't have the really slow curveball, but it's kind of similar. and then also throws a changeup. Not as much velocity with this card, but definitely a good lefty. I mean, he has good motion and pretty deceptive. Also has some good movement on his pitches. David Price is a card that I really wanted to try out. This is the first time I'm looking at his stats as well. I just recently picked this card up before looking at his stats. I don't always do that, but I did think that he was going to be pretty good. I mean, 97 break and control on the two seam. That also moves like a sinker. 97 and 97 with the fastball also thrown. 97, 98. So that's also really good. I mean, changeup, cutter, knuckle curveball definitely has the pitches that you want to see. Going to go ahead and hop into this next one. Bartolo Colon. Bartolo Colon Signature Series is pretty good. I think that this card has the sinker that has a lot of break, probably the most break I've seen on a pitcher in this game in terms of this pitch for a starting pitcher. Also really good stats throughout. I mean, 87 control attribute is really nice to have as an all-around attribute. But we are going to go ahead and keep going with some relief pitchers because they're not just starting pitchers that you can use this website for. You can also use it for closing pitchers. You can use it for relief pitchers as well. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the most dominant closers and why they're the most dominant in the game. 99 break and 99 control on the cutter for Jansen. I mean, just these stats right here are amazing. He has the high hits and Ks per 9 as well as the walks per 9. The control is at 92 because the lowest control he has on an individual pitch is the changeup at 81. So definitely a dominant closer there. Bruce Sutter is another one I like to use. 99 break and control on the splitter. So that's one of the best pitches in the game. He also has 34 stamina. But to go along with the fastball, that also has really nice control. 92 can tend to throw some people off with that. A slider with 85 break. I tend to give up some hits with this pitch because it also has 77 control. I leave it hanging sometimes and it gets hit, but at the same time, this card is definitely really effective. Has been my most dominant relief pitcher throughout this game. This one, I don't really know what happened. This is an example I wanted to show you guys. This one kind of bugged out. Trevor Hoffman has been in the game since the game released, and he's been a Signature Series player in the XP reward path, but for whatever reason, his stats did not pop up when I searched him. I searched him a couple times, and this, for whatever reason, happened. So sometimes the website won't work properly, but go ahead and retry it in the next half hour or an hour or so, and it should be fixed. Maybe just Trevor Hoffman is bugged in the database. I'm not quite sure. But to follow up this one, I'm going to end this one with Dennis Eckersley. This is a pitcher where, on paper, he looks really good. He always dominates me. And at the same time, I struggle to use this card. I mean, 92 break, 99 control on the slider, one of the best sliders in the game, as well as he has the highest control that I've seen. 95 control in terms of Signature Series pitchers. I did not include Fergie Jenkins in this video, though. That's another card that is really good and has rivals in the control attribute with him. But this is a reliever with 82 break on the sinker. Also really nice attributes there. 96 control on that, 99 control on the fastball, 72 break, and great control and great break on the curveball, which I tend to give up the most hits when I use this card was with the curveball. So that's kind of interesting to keep in mind there. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, that is Daddy League's website, daddyleagues.com, and it is a database for Diamond Dynasty and other Ultimate Team modes. So let me know what you guys think about that, and I will also have the link pinned in the comment section down below. Peace out, everybody, and have a great day.